Alright, so last episode we kicked off season 2 with a bang here, bringing Dennis Zakaria back to Gladbach, Vuskovic in from Spurs, and also bringing in one more signing here, as you can see in a second, in Jordan Byers, a backup defender, also Crepin Diatta, and then Nicolas Seedvold coming in to take over from midfield from Florian Neuhaus in the team. And that began our season by taking on, I believe, Wolfsburg, as you can see, in which both goalkeepers made their big moments in this one, but as you can see, some great dribbling there from Oscar Bob. Was denied by Grabara, who made the save, but he couldn't stop us in the end, all the way through, because Castulas would score to make it a 1-0 victory, I believe, over Wolfsburg. After that, we then took on Dortmund, where, well, an opportunity there for them was not to be theirs, and another one there by Ender made a massive save. As you can see later in the game, Castulas would be the hero once again for his scoring, as we held on in this game to see ourselves take the lead, but it would not be, or smooth sailing, because straight from kick-off, Adeyemi would put us back level, but then we would have a chance ourselves straight from kick-off, where Crepin Diatta would unfortunately miss. But let's get into today's episode and make some big transfers in this one. And kicking off today's episode off, we're going to bring back Ter Stegen to Mönchengladbach. Obviously, a former Mönchengladbach goalkeeper who played for them until I believe the age of 23 or 24, if I'm not mistaken, is when he moved over to Barcelona and has been there ever since, and now is on the verge of leaving Barcelona, as it is now second or third choice goalkeeper in the team, with Jean Garcia as the future. Chesney right now is coming into the team when it's needed, and Ter Stegen has been out injured. The Barca fans are kind of in a weird position with him, so bringing him back to Mönchengladbach is the best decision for him. For 12 million, we're bringing the 86 rated 34-year-old German shot-stopper back to Germany to be our first team goalkeeper. And joining Gladbach here from Bournemouth, and that is obviously Iriola's Bournemouth, is the incredible young wonder kid in Alex Scott, the 23-year-old now 77 rated cam, who could also play centre mid and CDM. I could probably do a job at left and right mid as well if we needed to do so. But Alex Scott joins us here to be a rotation player for us in midfield. Also with Jan Boho, it's going to be more of a left mid slash cam. And obviously with Alex Scott, like I said, can play CDM. We're going to train him up to be a deep line playmaker as well in that position. But Alex Scott joins us here from Bournemouth to be a partner signing of this window. Let's get into today's episode and the games we're going to be playing in this one. And well, as you can see, for the first game of today's episode, I'm going to take on Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu in the first game of the league phase, away from home, just to see what level we're at in the Champions League. We'd not expected to win this competition this season, but it would be insane if we managed to do so. It would be incredible if we managed to do so with this team that we do have right now, with players that can go in over the likes of Castulas, Oscar Bobson, young talents in the likes of Aiden Heaven. Would be great to see us on Vuskovic as well. Would be great to see us win the Champions League with this team. But I would expect us to get maybe to the quarterfinals at a push. I think that's as far as we can go, depending on how good our team or plays and how lucky we get into our draws as well, if we manage to get out of the league phase as well. Let's get into this one though. Up against Real Madrid, back in European football for Gladbach, and hopefully let's make a big stamp on the European football scene here. Now I've also got to talk about real quickly the state of this game is just in right now. It's I felt like he have really shot themselves in the foot. You know, at the start of this year, or the start of this SC cycle, we sat there with a very attacking game that, yes, it was unrealistic at times, you know, with fidget spinning and stuff like that, especially for ultimate team gameplay, but as a pass was not meant to go there, but all the good intercepts it. But what I was going to talk about is, right now this game is a very defensively minded game, not the way football is IRL right now. Like football IRL, especially the Premier League, is very boring. And the way the teams play, and it's just low blocks and try and just maintain possession and not give the team any of the ball. But this game is kind of very much emulating the way football is IRL, and we're at a point where you'll see it, especially in Ultimate Team in Career Mode. Like the gameplay is just kind of like, sometimes not much happens in a game of Career Mode for me. You know what I mean? Like when we play, like it's so. Look how many players are defensively there. Like, there's only one player that's not behind the ball right now, and that is our striker Mbappe. And this game was not like this. You know, at the start of this game, it was more open, and you could actually do some nice passing play. So I just feel like EA need to just revert the patch, go back to what it was towards the start, and go back to that gameplay, because that was so much more fun than this. We get a ball for the centre to Castulas. Machina, who's denied by Alisson in there. Machina's picked up an injury, which is not great for us, but Alisson's in it now for Real Madrid. Ball inside there to Tchouameni, who shoots, and that's a good save into Stegen, and it somehow didn't end up in the back of the net, because that ball just perfectly fell straight back to Madrid there. Into Oscar Bob, the Norwegian, charging forward. Loses that in possession, but we get it back. Costellas, great ball through into Oscar Bob. Can he open the scoring for us at the Bernabeu? When Oscar Bob does so, Costellas with the assist, and Oscar Bob with the goal. It's a great teamwork goal there as well, passing the ball around neatly there and patiently waiting for the opportunity to rise. And Costellas gets the assist. Obviously, Canales watching on and being dispossessed or displaced in the team. And again, we're getting shut in the centre circle when we score a goal. This issue wasn't in the game, but after the recent patch, we now have that issue for some reason. But Oscar Bob scores it for us to make it 1-0. Second majority attack. Speaking of that, Arda Güler. Good defender from Aiden Heaven, who can get it to Stegen, who can get it out. If we move there from him. Oscar Bob inside. Costellas. Shooting Machino. Aiden Militao gets it away from him there. That's for just a micro animation in this game, screwing me over there. I'm trying to do a fake shot, then drag the ball away. I've got to wait 8 years for the fake shot to happen. Seaford through. Oscar Bob is offside. If that was onside, it would have been 2-0. I was about to play that across. It's a great ball through, but Bob is unfortunately offside there. Kovic don't grow as much as we need them to. I think someone like Rudiger could come into the team and be absolutely incredible for us if we end up doing the season 3. And that could be a big thing for us to do if we need to do it. Ball in here to Costellas. Looking to link up with Bob again. Here he is. Oscar Bob. The goal scorer for us for the first goal. Lifts it up. Looking for Costellas and the header, but Militao heads it away. Drifting into the centre. Still going is Vinny. Aiden Heaven, good defending. And as balls bouncing around, as Zachariah, sorry, good defending from him. Ball over the top, Vuskovic got to win the header. And he hasn't done so very well. He shoots into Stegen, should have caught that. Zachariah just gets his body in the way. Possibly should have been a free kick, but the rest aren't going to give it, thankfully for us. Oh no. They've got to score later, and I can feel it coming, man. It's been coming for a long time. Bellingham. Here it is. Mbappe blocked. Please. Thank you to Stegen. Whew. But it's a corner here. This is it. This is the moment they've got to score. Ball in. Vuskovic away. Referee, please call it. Thank you. It's a 1-0 victory. We beat Real Madrid in the league phase of the Champions League. And honestly, we deserve this win. Madrid had more chances, yes, but that's because they're Real Madrid. They've got Mbappe, Vinicius, Bellingham, etc. And we got unlucky. The amount of times I went to play a pass and it went completely the opposite direction where I needed it to go. Just a classic, the way the passing works in this game. It just doesn't go where you want it to go most of the time. It is where it is at this point now. I've given up trying to hope it's fixed. We had 2 shots in the game. We won it. A big victory for us and a big 3 points to Stegen. On his return, a man of the match performance from him in goal. Oscar Bob with the goal for us, gets us the win. And you have to see it. And a great way to start this episode off with a big 3 points against the Kings of the Champions League in Real Madrid. And the next games will be another tough test for us in the Champions League up against Liverpool. I just want to find out where we actually are in terms of our what level in the Champions League. We managed to beat Liverpool as well. And I do know we have a chance at maybe winning it this season because we beat Real Madrid. Granted, it was a hard-fought victory and a 1-0 victory in the end. And obviously that was a game that only had 2 shots for us in that one. Well, 2 chances we managed to create in the end. We deserved more in the end in that one. But let's get into this one now. Up against Liverpool here. And by the way, I should tell you that Rocco Rice did submit a transfer request, but thankfully I managed to give him a new contract. I did have to give him all the money we had left in the budget to get a new contract, but we are going to sell cash drop in January, so we're going to get money back that way. And Giovanni Reina has finally got rid of his release clause of this contract because, well, a team did come in for him and paid his release clause, and thankfully it allowed me to give him a new contract and remove his release clause because it's worth about 20 million or close to 22, 23 million at this point. And his release clause was 15 million, so that would have been a massive loss for us in terms of money and a play that we love in this team. And let's get into this one now at Borussia-Park and hopefully do what we just did against Real Madrid, against Liverpool, and beat them here. Here's this new update that they did. Has made the gameplay so boring. You probably noticed last episode how this team went from being a fun team, the way that I've been playing Career Mode in the past couple of weeks. Right, as we get a chance with Oscar Bob, and we score early on, we can't manage Kirkers is there. But You probably noticed the past couple of weeks for my career content, a month or so, it's been fun attacking football. You know, we've been playing like a three back formation that worked out for us. It's been pretty good for us. We played the 4-4-1-1 as well. We was playing some good attacking football, and it was like fun to watch, fun to play. And right now, I'm just stuck in a game that's just feels like I'm watching paint dry. That's how fun it is. Like, I was having fun with the career content I was making in the past like month or so, but since this update came out, it feels like I'm playing chess when I try and break down the defence in this game. Oscar Bob got saved up in Mamedashvili. Nobody passed through. Oscar Bob got to hit that first time. Bob hits it on Mamedashvili again. Makes the save. I mean, at least we're getting shots away. Oh no, Liverpool, their first shot of the game. Anderson to Isak, running through, and it's 1-0 Liverpool, just like that. I've had 3 or 4 shots that could have ended up in goals. And Liverpool, one through ball, run through, score. And this is where we are with this game. I mean, it's been here for the past couple of years, but still, I was just digging, not saving that. I didn't even notice that when I saw it in real time. The delay in this game is insane. Good defending from Vuskovic. Girena. There we go, great play. Costulas, 1-1. Finally, we get a goal in this game. I really had to revert the patch when it doesn't take them like a month to do it, because they just need to go back to the gameplay we had 2 weeks ago. Or whatever the gameplay we had that was fun, attacking football. Bring that back. Not whatever this super low defensive block is. Like, get rid of this. It's not fun. Tried to play a through ball and it just went the wrong direction, or just was misplaced somehow magically. Speaking of magically, thank you to Stegen, makes that save. And how did they make the game worse every time they update it, man? What is that pass? Good block by Vuskovic. There we go. That was a poor corner from them. Girena doesn't really have the pace, but as players that do have it ahead of him, and one is shooting Machino. Machino now can run left foot across goal. He's at the post. This is we're back in like FIFA 23. I would have had a long shot opportunity today, but in this game there's none. Rocker Wright's through. Jan Boho across for the tap into Kosulas. We take the lead. A much deserved lead for us in this game. And Kosulas, what a season he's having for us so far. It's been the only player that I'm scoring with in this episode, at least anyway. I believe he scored the only goal. He scored against Madrid. He scored both goals in this game, if I'm not mistaken. I think he scored both goals in this game. And well, it's great play there from us to take the lead in this one. Finally, we took the lead in this game. Okay, 8 minutes to go plus added time. Frimpong. Ball into the box somehow there. And I don't like this. There we go. Crepindiata. Trying to get him behind that would have been great for him, but Konate clears it. And that's the end of the game. It's a 2-1 victory over Liverpool. I feel like my life's on the line with every game I play in this game right now in SE26, man. I'm having to sweat my arse off in Career Mode and Ultimate, man. And I went from saying this game is super easy to now just... I mean, it still is, to be honest, but it's more... I don't know how to put it in words. It's more of a frustrating experience, not because the game's hard, but because it's just frustrating. If that makes any sense. It's a weird way to describe it, but Jan Boho came off the bench and did well. Obviously got a 9.2 rating for the shot involvement he had, and Costello's man of the match, a 10.0 rating for him. and a big 3 points in the Champions League against Liverpool as well. The Seers pick up 6 points from 2 games in the league phase. And well, as you can see, there's been a considerable time jump in this episode before we get into a final game with today's episode against Leverkusen on the 20th of December. The last game we played was against Liverpool in the Champions League, as you can see in that 2-1 victory. Since then, we've seen a bunch of games. I didn't realize that was actually Dortmund's first team. We beat them in the Pokal anyway to go through in that competition. We look to win it this season. Obviously, last season, we made it all the way to the semi-final. We unfortunately lost to Bayern in that one. But in the Champions League, we did lose a game to Napoli, as you can see right there. But we did continue our winning ways in the Champions League, as you can see, with a big win over Zagreb right there. But let's get into the final game of today's episode against Leverkusen. I thought I'd also show you that as we've been swimming through the calendar, we've found ourselves 6 points clear, top of the table, ahead of Bayern Munich, who last season went invincible in the Bundesliga. Didn't lose a single game in Germany last season, but have lost 2 so far this season here. Let's get into this one up against Leverkusen to end the episode and hopefully end it with a big win over another former undefeated team in the Bundesliga 3 years ago. And you can see right there, Leverkusen are currently 7th in the table. Let's get into this one and hopefully beat them. And well, as we get the game kicked off here, I do have a feeling that this game's going to be a much more defensive game than Liverpool and Madrid were, because the way Leverkusen are set up in this game, I feel like they're going to be such a hard team to break down defensively. They're going to be very frustrating to break down, but you never know. We could get a quick start here with Gio Reyna, who's not far off being an 82 rated player, which is quite insane to think about. Like, he was 75 rated to start the series off, if I'm not mistaken. And here we are, just over a season later, and he is nearly 82 rated, as Boniface is back from his loan for Werder Bremen, now up front for them. Rocker Wrights, it's a good ball through there, and Machino should have scored. I should have taken the touch. I should have taken the touch there, but I thought Machino could have found a finish. Actually right there. Boniface finds Mazza, who's been incredible for Leverkusen IRL. Aiden Heaven heads it away only as far as Ezekiel Palacios, who can hit them from range. He's going to drive into the box, and Ter Stegen is forced into the save. That was actually a miss. Or again. Mazza forward. Can Zachariah get there? Yes, he can. Costulas. Here is Shooter Machino. Hopefully they can score, never go. And hopefully Shooter Machino, this can reawaken the beast that we had last season in our striking role. Well, he was actually a cam in the team last season, but back in the striking role for us, he is almost like Costulas right now. And hopefully this goal here can reawaken him and bring him back to the form that he was last season. Like I mentioned before, he was our best player last season, top scorer, top assister as well, if I'm not mistaken. And right now he's 80 rated in the team, 27 years of age, and coming towards the prime of his career. So if he can get back into the form he was last season for us, then we've got a great player in our hands for the season again. And if he doesn't do so, then maybe we might have to think about cashing in on him and bringing someone else into the team. But I don't want to let him go. It's been, after this last season, he's been a hero for us. And it would be kind of sad to see him go, as we somehow lost possession there. Granted, the pass wasn't the best decision, but the ball actually went straight for the legs of Oscar Bob, when he could have literally intercepted the ball right there and then. Oh no, ball through, but thankfully out of play, and it's going to be a goal kick for us. Leverkusen shoot, and thankfully it's wide of the post to end the first half there. Someone gets all the way through there, but thankfully Zachariah is there to stop Boniface. And Gio Reyna. Costulas Machino is onside, and Machino, can he score in a car? I should have taken the shot sooner. I wanted a low-driven shot there, but his touch took it a little bit too far ahead, and I had to try and recover. And here he is, Machino. To Costulas, whose shot is blocked by Yoro Kwanzaa. Okay, so we just made our usual changes. There's Costulas here, opportunity for him to shoot, and Costulas what a finish from the Greek wonder kid. I believe I used him in a rebuild in FC25 and he was incredible for me in that rebuild, if I'm not mistaken. I think I did use him. But that finish there, we need to see it on a better replay because that is an insane finish there. I just thought I'd take this game is incredible. How this wasn't an issue for the whole month this game's been out. And after the most recent update, it's an issue. That's so drawing because I wanted to see that finish better there. Simeone. Tomlinson, great there to find Boniface, who plays it across, and Ter Stegen. How did they not score? They overcomplicated that massively. They should have just took the shot there with Boniface when they played it across there. Oh, lovely football. Kostulas wants to score again. Kostulas to make it free, but they've got a block there from Nkapia. Jan Boho, lovely move there from him. Blocked low, falls back to Alex Scott, who somehow scores there. I don't know how he crept that in, but Alex Scott scores his first goal for us in the series, his second for us in terms of he's got a goal in the sim game somewhere. But the first goal was scored with him, assisted by Boho. I don't get how we got the shot away. Boho did an incredible head to get down a wing and play it across. It's deflected and he pokes it back in. And then Scott somehow stabs it goalwards, catches Ronaldo off guard, just about creeps it in. And it's 3-0 here to us. And a well-deserved lead for us in this game. Here comes Simeone. Great defending from Aiden Heaven there to deny him. As they get a corner, as they look for a consolation goal. Matic Tillman in, head a goal was about to serve it, and there's a good save there from Ter Stegen. 3-0 victory. Well, there we go. The game's going to be done there. 3-0 victory over Leverkusen. I don't get how they didn't score at that one point, but Ter Stegen somehow made the save and put it onto the crossbar. They should have scored at that point. But a great finish from Kostulas and a great overall performance from this team. And Ter Stegen, man of the match there, Shooter Machino, maybe back to his best. Because he looks great. It's not been, that's a weird thing. He's not been bad in today's episode. It's just not been the best that he could have been, as we've seen in the past few episodes before this one, how good he can be. But Machino may have been back to his best after that performance there, and hopefully can continue performing like we just did. See him doing this one here. And well, that's going to call it for the end of today's episode. As you can see, next episode we take on Bayern Munich here for the first game of the episode. They're currently second in the table, 8 points behind us. We've got a good lead on them right now in the table, and hopefully if we beat them, we can obviously do great. See, last season we didn't manage to beat Bayern at all. We lost to them in the game that they played IRL. We drew against them in the game we played in the Bundesliga. In the Pokal final, we looked like we could have won it, but in the end, Bayern beat us and broke our hearts in that game. They see themselves lift the Pokal. And hopefully this season, speaking of the Pokal, we can come back and win this one as we made it all the way through to the quarterfinals. We take on Leipzig in this one here. And also in the Champions League, we're currently sitting in a very, very good position, top of the table. Okay, I did not think we were top of the table. I thought we might have been third or fourth, but somehow we're top of the table. So Galatasaray up here as well. Celtic are up here for the Barche. Okay, so some teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG are underperforming in the Champions League right now. So we might have a chance to win this competition this season. If we do manage to do so, that'd be incredible. But right now, we are looking pretty good. Looking to the stats of the players, you'll see our top scorer right now, if I have a look real quickly, is Kostulas with 12 goals and 3 assists. He's been playing incredible in sim games and also in played games as well. Kanate, 9 and 3. Fournier is doing incredible things for our second team with 9 goals and 3 assists. He's a player that I found in the free agency, and he's been incredible for us so far in the second team, as you can see by the stats. Machino, a goal every other game right now for him. And one thing I completely forgot to mention is he is still actually training to be an advanced forward for the striker position. I didn't know he didn't have an advanced forward plus or just one singular plus on his role. So maybe that's why Machino isn't playing the best, because if we go into the team real quickly and look at the tactics to end the episode here, you'll see that Machino has a plus due to being a gold and fits into the the way the team plays, but doesn't actually have a plus in terms of the actual role itself. If we head over to his player and we look at stats, look at roles here, nothing advanced forward. I thought he did. I thought last season I trained him up to be an advanced forward, but apparently I didn't do so. So that might be why he's not playing the best in the team. But I think we've got some great growth in the team. Costillo 77 rated, Giovanni Reina 81 rated now, Oscar Ball 78 looking pretty good, and midfield looking great with Rocco Wrights and Seedvold looking great at 80 and 81. Vuskovic, who's been incredible in the team so far, at a 77, Aiden Heaven up to a 75, and Ter Stegen, by the way, is going to go up to an 87 rating next episode, so that's going to be pretty good for us to see him go a +1 in his rating. So drop in the comments down below what you think of the team so far. Right now, I feel like our issue is just the gameplay. The team's playing great still with the gameplay the way it is right now, but I just feel like the gameplay is in a weird position where it's just so defensively focused. It is not much fun to be had attacking wise. You probably noticed in that last game against Leverkusen, I was having more fun because I could attack more. For some reason, Leverkusen in the second half just opened up more and there was more room for me to attack, and I had a lot of fun doing that. But right now the team's looking great, and also we don't have any money to spend in January, by the way. We only have 3 million in our budget. That is because we had to give new contracts to Giovanni Reina and Rocco Wrights, who didn't mind the new contract. I had to literally give him every money we had left in the club. And the only reason why we have 3 million is because we sold cash drop to raise money to just, if we needed money to develop to give new contracts or anything in the team, we had to sacrifice him. But that's going to call it for this one, and I'm going to stop waffling here to end the episode. If you enjoyed the episode, drop a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye.